Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
Now we're going to do a review of Monopoly Chance, the latest variant on the original Monopoly. This is for ages 8 and up. This is for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 20 minutes to play. So we'll give an overview of how the game plays. Hopefully you had a chance to take a look at how to play and play through. And then we will give our rating, our reasons for our rating, and we'll compare it to some of the Monopoly games you saw behind me. So instead of rolling the dice, moving around the board and buying properties and trying to bankrupt other players, instead you're going to be drawing cards. It's a push your luck game, and placing cash cards to claim properties. And once there's cash cards on all the properties, you'll add them to your skyline, because the game will end when a player has placed, imagine there's buildings all back here, that you've either met or exceeded this arrow here to win the game. If there's a tie, whoever has the fewest buildings, because it's harder to acquire these bigger buildings because it takes higher dollar amounts. You have chance cards. You'll see there's a question mark on the die, which can affect the game as you play. So for instance, bank closed, skip to the player's next turn, or tough negotiator, swap the cash cards on any 2 properties.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Now, other than cash cards, so for instance, you can use this 12 to claim any of these. You just have to exceed it. But this is the highest. Everybody has the same cards from 2 to 12. No one will be able to put a card on top of that. Let's say, though, green had you have to meet or exceed it, a 10. And then Julie played her 12. So she exceeded it, and now no one else will be able to get that. However, if you draw your token, you can use it right away or save it. You could use your token here to remove a card, and now green has it back again, and this would go in the discard pile. Your token can also be used in this spot where you could play 1 cash card from your draw pile, so you look through it and then shuffle. You could play a cash card from your discard pile, and you could play 1 cash card on any property. In other words, I could play, we haven't used this. I could play this 5 here if I put my token there, Hazel. You don't have to meet or exceed it. I could just put my cash card in any spot.
Yeah.
So then there's a flip 2. So the way the turn structure goes, you roll to see who goes first. If I roll this, I can flip up to 6 cards. I don't have to flip up 6 cards because there's 4 bankrupts in the deck, and a lucky break will stop a bankrupt. So, and a nope will stop a player from playing a flip 2 on you. That means that, let's say I stop at 2 cards, Julie can play a flip 2 on me and force me to draw 2 more cards. But then I can say, nope, I'm not going to do that. Or if Julie is going to put her 11 or 12 here, the green player could play a nope to stop that from happening. So here I go. I can draw up to 6 cards. We'll just do a quick little turn here. I can keep on going. I got a nope. Now some cards can be saved. You can save your nope, your token, and your flip 2s, but you can't save your lucky breaks. I'm going to keep on going.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to stop. So I say cash out. Now if Julie had the flip 2 card, she could force me to go on. So now I could put this 5 on any of these properties here. So I go here, and I'll put my 2 right here. I don't have to match. Sometimes you do want to put a higher card on a lower one. Oh, and by the way, what are these gray buildings here? If you happen to get matching buildings at the end of a round, so if I would have gotten a red this round, and then a red the second round, and I had it on my skyline, these 2 reds, then I can add a gray. And if we run out of grays, then you take the highest property that's available. So I could take, for instance, Boardwalk. All right, Julie, you roll now.
Okay.
So 2. Julie can do 2 cards. Now I didn't use Hazel. I'm saving that.
Take the green off because he's not playing.
All right.
Okay, I have a 12, and I'm going to just keep going.
Okay, so you're not going to...
And I got a lucky break.
All right, so it doesn't matter that you got a lucky break because your turn's over.
But I'm going to put the 12 right on that boardwalk.
Okay, and we keep on pplaying until this is full, and then we'd add our buildings to our skyline, and like I said, the game will end. So usually with 2 players, it's going to take at least 2 rounds to finish the game.
Yep.
All right, so that's how you play.
Let's see how we ranked it.
Now we're going to go over our rating, and then we'll give our reasons for our rating. So here we go. We both said take it or leave it, a 5. And our rating was lower initially until we played it some more. So it got better with more plays. So for me, I usually don't give a minus right away. It's a push your luck race game that is too swingy for the round structure. So what does that mean? You can really get hosed if you draw bankrupts, because there's 4 bankrupts in here.
Yeah.
And let's say I had these 2 bankrupts right here on the top. You're on the bottom. I didn't shuffle very well. Let's say Julie goes, I go. Oh, my turn's done. Julie goes, my turn comes around. I'm bankrupt again. Can't do anything about that. And so it could be a situation where Julie's going to claim, like, there's 8 buildings. She could claim 6 buildings. And if she got the right ones, I guess it is possible you could win on the first turn. So that's, unlike other push your luck games, like Ink and Gold or Zombies, because I can just draw badly over the round, I can just get screwed and it's no fun for me.
Yeah.
And so that's too bad that it's done that way. There's not enough luck mitigation in the game.
I agree.
Interesting mechanics, though. I like the idea of putting cards down and trying to win buildings and build your skyline. I mean, that's thematically cool.
That is neat.
I think that works really well.
Yeah.
It's just too bad that they couldn't deal with the swinginess of the draws.
The cards.
Incomplete rule book. So there's a few things in here that are not discussed, and it's not a deal breaker. That's why it's a neutral. For instance, what happens if the token deck runs out during a round? Well, you reshuffle these between rounds, but it's possible that we can keep on overbidding ourselves and run out of cards. What happens when that? It doesn't say what happens here, and then it doesn't say that you'll see in our playthrough we exceed our skyline. We actually go over this.
You did.
It doesn't really say what you do with that. You just assume that it's an extension. Okay. And then quality buildings, average cards. So these aren't the best cards. For young people, if you play this a lot, you're probably going to want to sleeve this. This will not last long.
No.
Yeah, the buildings are nice.
I like the buildings.
Nice plastic. Yeah.
I like the colors.
For the price point, this is like a $20 game. It's fine. It's just that the cards won't last long if you're going to play this a lot. And then what's interesting is irritating packaging. I normally don't say anything about the packaging. Now they're doing this to reduce the amount of plastic.
Let me get this out of the way.
I get that. So all the buildings came in this tissue wrapping. I don't care if cards are wrapped in this, okay? But what happened was it created static.
Oh, so much.
So the first time we played, we couldn't actually. We've never seen this happen before. There was so much static on these little pieces; they were actually repelling each other, and we couldn't even set them up properly.
We had to lay them down.
Yeah, we had to lay them down. So the static's gone now. But if you're really wanting to play this the first time, you're probably going to get static on these small pieces. At least we did. All right. So what did you have to say, honey?
I thought it was an interesting take on a classic game. I thought it was something I've never seen before, so I liked it. I liked the building of the skyline and everything. That was pretty cool. It's really easy to learn and play. Granted, David read the rule book and he taught it to me, but I picked it up super quick. It didn't take long at all.
What's interesting about that, it seems like they're so concerned with their packaging that look what it says here. That's all you need to know to start playing right here.
And
it's not all you need to know. Because you got to know how the cards interact. You have to know what cards can be saved from turn to turn. So it even says it on the box. Plays in about 20 minutes. So in other words, they're concerned. They've obviously done their marketing that people don't want to take too long to learn a game and play a game.
They're playing it.
So this is meant for the mass market.
Yep. As David had mentioned before, the buildings are decent. I love the colors. I love that they're all different shapes. It's really fun. And the playing time is great with 2 people. I think last night we played it 15 minutes at the most. It does get a little frustrating, though, if you don't get the cards like you're really wanting. As David had mentioned before, if you keep getting your bankrupt cards in the beginning, you're like, well, what the heck? You don't even get a turn. So that can get kind of like, eh.
So in other push your luck games, they have the round structure where you can stop and still get something.
Right.
In this,
There's
if you get really unlucky,
that's it.
You're just going to lose, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look compare it now
All I have to say.
to the other games that are behind us.
Okay.
Now, as a some of you may be wondering, well, as a hobbyist and a game designer, why do you buy games of Monopoly? Well, because it's a classic game that's sold a lot. It's been played for almost maybe 100 years
I
now.
mean, I played it as a child for a long time.
I'm always curious to see what they try to do to reinvent Monopoly. So that's why we got this. This one was interesting. We haven't played it in a while, but you build the board, and it was interesting enough to keep because the board is built as you play. So that was cool. Although we haven't played it in a while, but we kept this one.
I don't remember.
Obviously, you have the original Monopoly.
Classic.
Some hobbyists are like, why do you even have that? Well, because it's a classic.
Yeah.
And we played this with our children, and there was a time they were playing with their friends.
Yep.
And everybody goes through that phase where they want to play it.
We'll play with our grandchildren someday.
Right.
They have to know how to play.
Now, Mega Monopoly, we still haven't played it.
Oh. Okay.
It comes with another die. We still have to try it. I don't remember why
I didn't even know we had it.
I don't. Now, the one here that we will play more often is Monopoly Deal. This is actually an interesting take on the game as a card game. This one, I remember the rules being fiddly. That it was kind of confusing to play. I'd have to read it again, but there's a reason why we haven't played it again because of the rules. But this is probably the one we would play over all these editions we have here. We'd probably play this one over the other ones because this is actually a decent card game for what it is. Now, the one that might surprise you, for those who don't know about this was a Kickstarter. It funded. They ran out of money, and then somebody rescued it. I forget what company. I think it might have been Cryptozoic. Yeah, Cryptozoic rescued the Kickstarter. In other words, they bought the rights to it. Okay. And they probably just broke even on it, but but it's a Cthulhu version, so it's a spoof of Monopoly. So this one we keep out with our regular game collection. The other Monopolies we keep in our children's area, but you'll see here it has these pieces, and you're actually destroying the board. So if you're into Call of Cthulhu, this is not a great game. Don't get me wrong, okay? It's not the best game. It's something that we haven't played in years. We played it when we first got it.
Did I play this?
I don't think you did. I think the boys and I played it.
This doesn't look familiar at all.
And so we got to revisit this again sometime. But you are instead destroying the board, creating... Yeah. So it's a spoof of Monopoly.
That's funny.
Lighthearted game of urban destruction set in the universe of Lovecraft. And so there you go.
Okay.
So this isn't our regular collection, but we haven't played this in years either. So that gives you some ideas of other Monopoly games that are out there. As a game designer, I'm always curious, what do you do with a classic game to reinvent it?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the push your luck thing is a good idea. I like the simplicity of this. You need to do something better with not getting screwed so easily. Yeah. And if they would have fixed that problem, I don't know what the fix is for that, we would keep this. We're not going to keep this game. No. Which is unfortunate. All right, so thanks for watching.
Thanks so much, you guys. We really appreciate all the subscribes and likes. And if you haven't yet, please consider doing so. And we'll see you in the next video.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.